Hi everyone. Miss, I'm outside waving. I don't know if anyone's gonna get that reference, but that's what I feel like whenever I wave. We're gonna jump in Discord. It's ruining movies. Time, night. I need to turn the fan on. There's something about I've been like practicing waving lately. Not like practicing, but like do like one of these, like one of these. These before podcasts are always pretty strange. I never know what to say. But hi everyone, hello, greetings. If you're in the future, hello. If you're in the past, how are you watching this? If you're in the present, hello. Let's just all sit here in silence and think about how our week is going. Mine's going pretty good, actually. Surprisingly good. But we just sit here in silence as we wait for Shayne to appear. I'm on the right Discord. Discord's up right now, right? Discord's been down all day. Is I know.
Hello?
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going well. How are you doing?
I am doing.
You're doing? Hell yeah, you love to hear it.
I am. Guess what I got back from like an hour ago?
The Batman?
The Batman.
Was it good?
It was good.
Nice.
Yeah. Not going to say too much. I'll give you and everybody else a chance to watch it.
Riddle
I
me
recommend
this.
it. Yeah. I recommend it.
Any good riddles in it? Any
There's some
riddles
good
you brought home
riddles.
and you're like, I really like this riddle. I'm going to start telling it to people.
No.
And the riddlers failed. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm very excited. Did Paul Dano kill it?
Oh, yeah. Everyone
I
did.
love Paul Dano so much.
Everyone was acting their asses off.
Hell yeah. Sweating from all that acting.
Hell yeah. It was awesome.
Hell yeah. All right. Cool. That's awesome. I guess we should start the podcast so we can talk about the movie in the podcast. Even though this is the podcast.
Welcome everyone to the podcast.
Welcome to the pre-podcast show where we act like it's not part of the podcast, but ever since we say any words on the stream, it is the beginning of the podcast.
True. We've begun.
We have begun. Hi. I feel
Hi.
like we're kind of like teasing everyone now. We're not even starting the show. We're just saying hi. It's not. We haven't made the transition from pre-show to show yet, but it is still the show.
A donut without the center is just a donut.
Time is a flat circle. All right, let's do this. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Ruining Movies, the podcast which talks about your favorite movie and then ruins it, buries it deep underground. By remaking it in a different genre. It's not really that. I'm bringing a very, very strong energy tonight, but I'm not meaning to. But if you're new here, we talk about a movie of the week and then we ruin it at the end by remaking it in a different genre. This week we are covering Uncut Gems. I am your host, Zach, and across the room beating up the weekend is Shayne, my co-host.
Hi. Sorry,
I don't
weekend.
know really, like, normally we do a bit there where it's something related to the movie. I don't know, you're betting on a basketball game?
I'm just at the basketball
Your
game
life
on the other
is
side
falling
of the
apart.
court.
But hello anyway. So Batman, I feel like we can now that we're past the pre-show.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah,
How would
Batman
you
was
rate
good.
it against other Batmans?
Well, I was
if you
just
will.
telling someone else earlier, like all the other Batmans, they're still Batman. This is just a different Batman.
Right, it's just a new Batman.
Yeah, it's just another Batman in a
edgier
different
Batman.
way. It's cool. I feel like it's very true to the character, and it's I'm a Robert Pattinson and a Batman fanboy, so
I mean, same.
I'm kind of biased. So,
Everyone in that film is like I like. There's no one I don't not like.
yeah, it's a knockout cast. The what's her name?
Zoe Kravitz.
Zoe Kravitz. She was in Mad Max as well, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, she did great. Andy Serkis did great. Paul Dano did great. It was fantastic.
Colin Farrell looking not like Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell, man, that was interesting.
I still don't know why they made Colin Farrell's a good actor, but it's still baffling. Like, no one else looks different in that movie except they're like, let's take Colin Farrell and make him look like Danny DeVito.
Remember that time Colin Farrell was trapped in a phone booth?
Yeah, I actually like that movie. Isn't it just called Phone Booth?
Yeah, it's just an hour and a half of Colin Farrell on a phone.
It's like that one Ryan Reynolds movie where he's in like
Buried alive.
Yeah, exactly. Is that what it's called? For those who
I think
don't
it's just
know.
called Buried.
There was like that weird trope in the 2000s where like the movie was one person in one place, can't leave it on the cell phone because cell phones are new and cool.
Yeah, let's do a movie about a phone.
We haven't had one of those in a bit.
True.
What do they have now? Like an iPad?
You remember
like
Cellular, starring Shia LaBeouf?
Was that? It was like the rear
Is
window.
it Shia LaBeouf or is it Paul Walker? Let me look this up.
Are you talking about like
Cellular.
the strange rear window? No, that's Suspiria I'm thinking of. No, not Suspiria. Oh God, what is that one movie that's like totally Rear Window by Hitchcock, but it's like in a neighborhood and it has Shia LaBeouf in it and he's in a cast?
Disturbia.
Disturbia. Both
Yeah,
has
this is called Cellular. It's got Kim Basinger, Chris Evans, Jason Statham.
That's like a very action-oriented cast you got going there.
Yeah. School teacher Jessica Martin is abducted by ruthless crook Ethan, Jason Statham, and brought to a remote hideout where she finds a broken cell phone. Unfortunately, when she tries to use the malfunctioning phone to contact the authorities, she accidentally reaches college student Ryan, Chris Evans, instead.
What is this film? I want to watch it now.
The young man wants to help Jessica, but she has no idea where her captors have taken her, and Ryan must scramble to figure out where she is before the cell phone goes dead.
So for some reason, while I'm looking at this film, it all like in quotes, it has the last line, and I'm knowing nothing about this film. I do now know the last line, which is, "I don't know if there's anything I could ever do to thank you." And who is playing Ryan? Chris Evans' character saying, "I do.
America.
Don't ever call me again." And I feel like there's like some new metal going on because it's 2004. There's some new metal playing in the background when he says that.
That's too funny. Anyway, Batman was sweet. Would recommend.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it's on my list. I definitely want to go see it soon. Damn
Although
it, we're talking about Paul
it
Walker and Jason Statham. I was going to do another bit tonight, but I decided not to. But it would have been perfect because it was Fast and Furious related. But go on.
I will say the one thing about the Batman movie, did not make me want to eat a crazy calzone.
Didn't make it. So you're telling me Little Caesars didn't make an appearance in the entire of the Batman film?
Listen,
you didn't watch
I
it? Like,
hate
I want a crazy
spoiling new movies, and I want to give you and the community the chance to really enjoy this movie at its fullest.
Absolutely.
But full disclosure, no Little Caesars.
Disappointing. Disappointing. Did you?
All I wanted was to see Colin Farrell in full makeup eating a weird pizza. But no.
That would have been perfect. I mean, the Penguin would definitely, like, I could see the Riddler, like, a scene in my, it's like playing on in my head, like, the Riddler has Batman trapped. He says, "Riddle me this, Batman. What is a pizza, but not a pizza, but is also a calzone? Gotham depends on it." Did you at least get a popcorn in a Batman cowl?
I didn't have any Batman cowl, no. But I did get some popcorn.
Did you see that was a thing? Okay, I need to
they were serving it in a cowl?
Yeah, I just sighed when I said that, but yeah.
Fuck. Well, now
Okay.
I'm pissed.
The Batman movie AMC IMAX promo cowl, is first of all selling for $75 on eBay right now, so that's
Whoa.
nice.
Didn't go to an AMC theater. Oops.
Here, let's see. AMC unveils limited collectible The Batman popcorn vessel. They're calling it a vessel.
Can you wear it?
I'll send you this article. It is just the Batman cowl. But you would think like you would just flip the mask upside down and put the popcorn in it. No. You remove the top where his brain would be, and it's popcorn.
Oh, that's dumb. Exactly what you described is exactly what was in my head, right? You just take the towel and you turn it upside down.
Yeah.
So, you could use it for other shit, like a cowl.
Right, exactly, but no.
A cereal
it's Batman
bowl.
brains.
Yeah, this is fucking weird. When it's pulled back, it doesn't even look like Batman.
You're right. When you have the popcorn in it, it looks like you're just a crazy person eating brain popcorn.
Looks like fucking Ray Liotta from Hannibal or Red Dragon or whatever.
Yep. It is absolutely bizarre.
I would put that out for Halloween, and I would fill it full of candy, and I would put candy falling out of the mouth too.
There was a Ghostbusters popcorn thing? What's up with people making weird popcorn? So it's good. That's good. That's good to know.
All right, low approval rate from me on the popcorn propaganda.
Yeah. Well, okay, so the first bit we were going to do tonight, which I decided not to because I realized me and you don't know too much about Fast and Furious, was Jason Momoa was cast as the new villain in Fast and Furious 37.
Okay, this man.
And I was going to look through them and see who played villains and who. I guess we're doing the bit right now. I guess I'm talking about the bit. Let's just do it. What happens when Fast and Furious runs out of action stars to cast as their villains? I think Helen Mirren was a villain in Fast and Furious.
They will not run out of people.
But like, I guess my question to you, Shane, is what is the funniest villain they could get?
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage. Okay, I could see him. I would put money on that if he is in a Fast and Furious movie by the end of it all.
I could see it. Or Tom Cruise. He'd be a good villain. I love Tom Cruise in Tropic Thunder.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Like, that might be my favorite role of his.
I'm trying to think, I think Adam Sandler would be an interesting one. Paul Dano playing the Riddler, but in Fast and Furious.
I do like the idea of like a smart guy. Not
right,
Paul Dano,
like
but who's the guy that played Scarecrow in Batman Begins?
That's oh god, I can picture his face.
Yeah, he might be a good bad guy in those movies. Someone who's just like super witty. He's found a way to like.
Have they done a nerd in Fast and Furious yet? I feel like Fast and Furious is like 1,000 heroes they have. I don't know how many like actually main characters are. I've only seen 7 and 1.
Fast and the Furious has turned into the Expendables with cars. Like,
yeah,
just with like a newer aged group of people. But even Jason Statham was there, so I don't know.
He has his own like knockoff film, Hobbs and Shaw,
yeah. Which honestly was pretty good.
That's what I've heard. But like now Jason Momoa is going to be in it, which I mean I guess is not surprising. He's in a million things right now.
So Dave Bautista.
I think Dave Bautista was in one already.
Really?
Let's see. I think so.
I'm just trying to think of people that they would be casting because it seems like over the last few years you've seen like the same 8 people in movies. So like everyone in Dune. Yeah. So like Timothée Chalamet, Zendaya, Dave Bautista, Jason Momoa, that dude that was also in The Witcher who was fucking Timothée Chalamet's dad. Pedro Pascal, Um, who? Oh my gosh.
Oh, actually, no. Dave
Tom
Bautista
Holland.
turned down Fast and Furious.
To do Army of the Whatevers, right?
Yeah, which is very funny because now looking back, Dave Bautista rejects starring in Fast and Furious movies. I'd rather do good films, and then he did Army of the Dead.
And he backed out of Guardians, right? Or not the new one, but like he's done after this.
Yeah, because he has to do more Army of the Dead.
Jesus Christ! Stop signing contracts. Anyway, but I just feel like when I watched Dune, I was like, holy shit, this is our this current generation's like dump of people minus Tom Holland, right? In like the 80s and 90s, you had like fucking Bruce Willis, Arnold, fucking Mel Gibson. Who?
Brad Pitt? That was like 2000s.
Yeah. Well, that's a good point, though. Moving on, like, then you get into, like, your Matt Damon's, Ben Affleck's, Brad Pitt's, Leonardo's. And now, it's like you've got
everyone's
fucking Dave
wrestler.
Bautista, Tom Hardy, fucking Jason Momoa, The Rock. They're just everywhere. So...
Yes.
Who's going to be the next villain? Let's roll a 20-sided dice with the current WWE roster.
John Cena. Wait, has John Cena been in a Fast
and
Furious
Cena! Yet? That's crazy, dude. He's so OP in the Fast and Furious fucking universe, no one can see him. He's invisible.
Wait. John Cena is in a... John Cena's already been in a Fast and Furious. I guess he was in 9.
Kidding? What the fuck is going on?
And he was the villain!
Okay. You see, this is it. This is your lineup, everybody. We've already seen fucking Idris Elba.
He was Vin Diesel's brother. I'm remembering this now.
Oh, yeah! That's crazy. So, and Idris Elba was in fucking Hobbs and Shaw. So, I'm guessing, like, Chris Hemsworth, maybe. Sly. Maybe Bruce Willis.
Helen Mirren was in the Fast and Furious franchise, too, which is just blowing my brain up every time I remember that.
Oh my gosh. How long till Sylvester Stallone's there?
I'm going to just type in. I've been typing everyone's name in and putting Fast and Furious after, and I'm getting some connections.
It's just the Expendables. Like
there's a list that says 10 action stars who haven't appeared. They have to make a list that says who hasn't appeared in it.
Terry Crews? Is he in it already?
Jean-Claude Van Damme, Jet Li, Sylvester Stallone, Liam Neeson, Sigourney Weaver, Keanu Reeves, Jackie Chan, Danny Trejo, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Nicolas Cage.
Okay, I just want to say, like, I have like a 33% success rate right now.
Yeah. All right. Well, talking about like people who aren't in, who are in movies. This is the actual segment for tonight, and that is I got this because obviously Batman is all the rage right now, and a million people have played Batman. Along with that, I recently was reading an article. I think it was Al Pacino was like originally supposed to play Han Solo. And it got me thinking that there's like people are always talking about, and also with Multiverse of Madness coming out in May, people are talking about like, ooh, Tom Cruise might be in it because he was originally supposed to be Iron Man. So
which I have
list.
seen some like cut-ups, and it honestly looks kind of sweet.
Yeah, same. But I found a list of 50 iconic movie roles that almost went to someone else. That we're not going to go through all of them, but I think there's some notable ones that I like want to talk about. The first one is what I said. Al Pacino almost played Han Solo.
Yeah, I mean, I guess at the time that the original Star Wars came out, it's something that I could see, but I would have been way less pleased with like the Disney revisiting trilogy because
it was Al Pacino.
I don't know if Pacino would have really rocked it.
I mean, honestly, I want an Al Pacino sequels now. Al Pacino age, he's 81. Harrison Ford is 79, so he's only a couple years older. But when was the last time Al Pacino acted?
Like they're in way different situations.
Yeah, Al Pacino's not looking the greatest right now.
Those 2 years.
So that's already one. I think the funny part about that is in this article, It says he told MTV that he was confused by the script, which is very funny. If I could do a good Al Pacino accent or whatever, I'd make it really funny, but it's not. The next one we have is Will Smith almost played Neo in The Matrix.
Again, like, the timing would be almost so perfect. Like, he was already doing cool action movies with, like, the original Men in Black. Yeah. And I love that movie. He was also, that was probably around the time of, like, Armageddon.
Yeah,
which was also really cool.
Matrix was in the end of the 90s.
Like, I could see him, like, landing a role like that, and I don't think I would have hated it, to be honest. I love Keanu. I'm happy that he got it, but
my thought is, like, The Matrix is, like, pretty crucial to Keanu. Like, he's already, like, before that he already did Point Break and Bill and Ted's, but, like, do you think if he wasn't in The Matrix, we would have got the John Wick films? So I almost want to say no. Well, because Will Smith went on to do more comedic stuff or either more, like, dramas and stuff. You don't really see Will Smith in action films anymore.
I'm going to say probably not, but if Will Smith made the Matrix trilogy, then he would have had to have given up on a bunch of other projects. Do you think that Keanu would have fit into any of those, such as, but not limited to, Judgment Day or...
What is that Will Smith film that is like a dating comedy? No, not iRobot.
Oh,
Keanu Reeves would fit into iRobot, I think. But not like Hitch. Was it Hitch? I'm thinking.
Maybe. That's what I'm thinking.
Or like Pursuit of Happiness. I don't think Keanu, like, let's see. So yeah, there's I Am Legend, iRobot. Those are two films I could see Keanu doing. But
Judgment Day, I don't know.
I couldn't see him doing Hitch. That's the comedy.
No. 7 Pounds, he'd probably be good.
Yeah, I don't know if he could do Hancock though. I don't know if I want to see Keanu in like a superhero.
I love Will Smith in Hancock.
Yeah, I don't think people talk about Hancock enough. I think it was pretty good. I think
that was a cool ass movie.
But I guess if we got Will Smith doing the Matrix trilogy, we might have not got Bad Boys 2 or Men in Black 2, which I both like both of those films.
True. Bad Boys 2 is a classic.
Okay, my last question I have to you before we move on to another actor in a role. Do you think Will Smith would have made a rap for the Matrix? Like he did in Men in Black?
Maybe. Honestly, it could have made for a really cool fight scene between Neo and Mr. Smith.
Yeah. Okay. Moving forward. The next this casting right here is like something that I really, really wished happened, even though I think the actor who did it was like no one else could do it. But Nicolas Cage almost played Aragorn in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I saw that one on the list. He apparently also almost played Superman. This is what I mean. Yep. He's for sure going to make it into Fast and the Furious. I'm surprised he's not in the Expendables yet. He may have already been. The guy
he just like falls into roles.
Yeah, and he'll just do anything. Like, I imagine that he just like, you know, those old scenes of people, like actors that are like at a cafe drinking a nice coffee with their newspaper out and a red pen, and they're like circling different auditions and things to go to.
Yeah,
I feel like
they're all circled.
Every single one of them.
They're all circled. His calendar is just full. He never takes a break. I don't know. I think like Viggo Mortensen is like the perfect Aragorn in my head. He just is.
Yeah, he nailed it.
Seeing Nicolas Cage in all three of those films and then becoming the king of Gondor.
Yes!
Like, just picture, I'm picturing in my head the fight at the Black Gate, the Return of the King. They're all there. They're about to charge into Mordor, but replace Viggo Mortensen with Nicolas Cage. And it's pretty good.
So, I have a question.
Yeah.
You know the scene when, spoiler alert everybody, the scene when Boromir dies?
Yeah.
It's all lit up with arrows.
Yeah.
and the orc guy throws a knife at Aragorn, and he deflects it with a sword.
Yeah. Do you think Nicolas
Lord
Cage
Dumb.
would break his toe?
Well, Lord Dumb, that's a real knife.
Yeah.
What do you think is the outcome with Nicolas Cage in that
He'd
scenario?
throw it
'Cause
back.
he throws it back.
He grabs the real knife and throws it back at the orc.
Catches it in his bare fucking hands.
Yeah. I don't know. Because like they also like all learned how to ride horses, and like Vigo like is known to like break his toe by kicking a helmet,
True.
which I could see Nicolas Cage doing. I don't know. I would really love to see a Lord of the Rings, but like everyone, like there's another one down this list. Let me see if I can find it real quick. It was Sean Connery as Gandalf.
Oh, that would be weird.
Yeah, so imagine like we start replacing them. We have Nicolas Cage now as Aragorn, Sean Connery as Gandalf the Grey.
Is this The Rock?
What?
This is just The Rock. Have you ever seen that movie with?
Yeah, I have seen The Rock. It took me a second, but yes. Let's see if there's anyone else on this list that was supposed to be in. Oh God, there's some good ones in here. Lord of the Rings. I don't. Sean Connery as Gandalf. I can't see. I can see Nicolas Cage as Aragorn a little bit, but I can't see.
No, that would be weird.
That would be real weird. Okay. Well, let's go on to a couple more. Speed run these real quick before we talk about Uncut Gems. The next one I thought was really interesting is... I gotta scroll so far up. Where was it? Matt Damon playing Harvey Dent in The Dark Knight.
Matt Damon's on this list a lot.
He really is. He was almost in a lot of things.
I mean, I don't know. I think that seeing Matt Damon in like a superhero movie would be really cool. It was funny seeing him like fake it in Thor. Yeah. I thought that was cool, but I think like sometimes those roles, given that they are just like those popcorn action movie things, sometimes they like bring out some really cool things in actors, like when they play villains. Like I think that that's something different that I haven't ever really seen out of Matt Damon.
That is true. Like I think Aaron Eckhart like is like the perfect like sleazy-ish politician to play Two-Face. I don't see Matt Damon as like that.
I don't see him as Harvey Dent, but like I would like to see him in some kind of like superhero villain.
Yeah,
I think would be
that's
neat.
fair.
I wouldn't want to see him in like the superhero tights, but I think seeing him in like a villainous role would be kind of cool. I think it would bring out something that I haven't really.
I mean, spoilers: Interstellar.
I was just gonna say. I was literally just about to talk about that. I was gonna say that's like the closest I've seen to him like being a bad guy.
Yeah.
And
oh my God, Matt Damon does appear on this a lot.
There is one on this list that I do think would have made a cool addition to a long-standing series, and they wouldn't have changed actors.
Oh, which one?
Sir Ian McKellen playing Dumbledore.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, he did a great job as Gandalf.
Yeah, I mean, I guess with him it might have been like a coin toss.
Yeah, I don't think you can play both of those.
Do I do Harry Potter, or do I do Lord of the Rings? Like, they're both enormous time commitments, but if he could be in two places at one time, I think that both Dumbledore actors did great. But the fact that they had to change actors, you could have like eliminated that with this, and he would have continued on to be in Fantastic Beasts as well, most likely.
Yeah.
Like when I saw that on the list, I was like, "Huh, that would have been pretty neat."
And then the last one, yeah, I agree with that. But this last one I want to talk about before we talk about Uncut Gems is Al Pacino almost played John McClane in Die Hard.
Man, our brains are on the same page. I'm like scrolling
Yeah.
through my phone looking at this list, and you can
Yeah.
watch my face grimace seconds before you said that, and that's
Yeah.
me reading that.
We're eating Al. Yeah, I
Right
can't
before
see
you
that
said
either.
it. What the
I
fuck?
feel like Al Pacino missed like a lot of these really good movies, and I'm kind of okay with it. Like I could not see Al Pacino saying "yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker."
Right, and okay, let's just say that he did this. Like, I also couldn't see him in like the
Airplane.
2000s doing the new ones.
That is true. That is so true.
Man,
Now Al Pacino was great in The Godfather Part 2, but he's no John McClane. I don't know.
no.
Yeah, you'll get there one day, Al Pacino. You'll land one of these roles one of these days. One of these roles that you really want. You'll get there. Is he still acting?
I think so. Probably.
Oh, he was just in that House of Gucci film.
Oh, okay. I heard that was good as well.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. And then he was in. Oh, he's in that show Hunters. That is like the
Yeah,
Nazi hunting one.
that was a really good show. He did well.
Yeah.
Oh my! Tom Selleck almost played Indiana Jones. Matt Damon is on this list so many fucking times.
Yeah, he was almost Jake Sully in Avatar. Okay, I could see that. That makes sense. That's a very generic role. He was also almost in Milk. He was almost in. Jack Nicholson almost played Michael Corleone in The Godfather. That'd have been interesting. Oh, I guess, and this last one is also kind of good, is that Tom Hiddleston almost played Thor.
That's interesting.
He just doesn't, like, I think they got the perfect Thor.
Me too. Tom
And he's such a
Hiddleston
good
would be
Loki.
like a totally different shaped person right now if he played Thor.
Yo,
He would have spent
absolutely.
like 4 years in the gym.
Right, you'd have to, like, switch Hemsworth with him, and that'd be very funny, having them both be in different physiques. That's a very funny thought, actually. All right. Well, I think it is time to talk about the movie of the week. It's been a couple weeks because things have popped up, but we're finally recording this, and this week we watched Uncut Gems, directed by the Safdie brothers. I really hope I'm saying their last name right. And starring Adam Sandler, Julia Fox, and Adina Menzel. That's right. That's how you say that. Person who got it wrong at the Oscars.
Hell yeah.
I can't remember who got it wrong. Travolta. That's who got it wrong. That's a joke
That
from like
happened?
5 years ago.
Is that a real thing that happened?
Yeah, he like really messed up the name. It was probably like 5 years ago at this point. It was a meme for a bit. But we are going to talk about Uncut Gems. This was my first time watching it, Shane. I think this was your recommendation. How many times have you seen it before now?
This is my second time, so just one
Okay.
other time.
Before we talk about the movie, I was just like thinking after I watched it. I was like sitting down, thinking about it, looking at reviews and stuff. This was like one of the like last big movies that came out before the pandemic. And
True.
I remember it being such a big deal where people were like, are streaming services, like, do they make good movies? Is this worthy of Oscar buzz and all that stuff? And it's so kind of like weird to be looking back at that now, seeing that like we've pretty much had to transition to streaming services over these last 2 or 3 years. And now, like, if this would have came out, I don't think it would have had the same negativity going towards it about it being a streamed movie.
Was it streamed only? thought
I think
someone saw this in theaters.
it was in theaters, but it also was on Netflix, and it was the first Netflix movie to ever be. I could be wrong. Let me double check this, but I believe it is the first Netflix, like, I don't want to say original, but first.
Yeah, this is not an original, not a Netflix original anyway.
I think. Let me see. I could be totally wrong.
Came out December 25th, 2019. So yeah, just before the pandemic.
Let me see.
It
won
did.
an Oscar, didn't it?
I don't know. It did have a box office opening December 15th, but its opening weekend it only made $537,000.
Yeah. Okay, so now I do remember because so I was right. So nominated for nothing, Adam Sandler gave all his all in Uncut Gems. So this was like snubbed by the Oscars, which again Oscars don't really matter. It just like I remember it being like a huge debate at the time, with it being something that I think was streamed and in theaters at the same time.
Interesting. I really enjoyed it.
I did too. We're gonna talk about that in a second. Wait, why? When you type in "was Uncut Gems," the first thing is based on a true story. I don't think it was. There's no way. It's based on a real story. Okay, it's not. It's quote unquote loosely, so that means not.
A guy owned
Someone owned
jewelry store.
A jewelry store, exactly. Okay, well, let's actually talk about the movie. So, for anyone who hasn't seen it, it's still on Netflix. Go check it out. It is starring Adam Sandler, playing the very energized Howard Ratner, is how I would put it. Very energized, very chaotic character. And the synopsis, according to IMDb, I'm just going to read it off them here. With his debts mounting and angry collectors closing in, a fast-talking New York City jeweler risks everything in hope of staying afloat and alive. And I think that's a really good sentence to describe this movie, even though it is more intricate than that. At the end of the day, that is exactly the premise of the movie, and I think that's the thing I like about this movie, is it's not overly complicated.
Very simple story.
It's very simple, and spoiler alert, it does not have a happy ending. And I also remember that being a problem. Not a problem, but I remember people not liking that. But I mean, I think the ending is really good.
Me too. I thought it was really fitting. And he's the only one that didn't have a happy ending. Well, I mean, there's a couple people, but like...
Well, his brother-in-law didn't either.
And ultimately, other people will be not happy too, but like... There was a certain like joy in the payoff, but it's like, then it's just this like hard reality of what's going on.
Right. The ending, I guess, okay, before we talk about the ending, I brought it up too early. Let's talk about the like actual beginning and meat of the film. So the the introduction of this film isn't even with Adam Sandler's character, Howard. It is instead in Ethiopia, in a mine in which they find this opal. An opal is a gem, for anyone who doesn't know. It's the stone, and it kind of looks like a kaleidoscope when they look in it. We get some really cool visuals of the opal in the beginning, and we find out that Howard is bidding on it, and he believes it is worth millions of dollars. I think $1 million actually, million. And he is hoping that getting this and then selling it at auction will like resolve him of all his debts he owes. And we find out he owes a lot of debt. We don't really find out why he owes a lot of debt, but we do know that he owes some people money. Specifically a loan shark who has hired people to beat him up. We find out later in the film that loan shark is actually his brother-in-law, and it's a lot more complicated than we thought.
If I had to guess, his debt's probably mounted because of the gem. Like, he probably pulled the loan for that.
I could see that. I also think that he also has a very, very strong gambling addiction.
True. I was just thinking, and it's like, he said that he'd been waiting 8 months for the gem.
Yeah.
And it's like, he also said he paid $100,000 for it. It's like,
that's true.
You know, maybe they've just been putting it off. It just seems like a long time. I don't know.
No, absolutely.
That thought just occurred to me.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very good point. Like, the debt could be related to the opal. I actually read a theory online, not even like a theory, but some people discussing it, saying that like because there is like some magical realism going on in this. Like the opal is never said to be magic itself, but like every time someone has the opal, good things happen for them.
Mm-hmm.
But when you lose the opal, bad things happen to you. An example of this is when the miners got the opals, they were gravely injured. I think died actually.
Someone had like a busted leg, I remember. But
Yeah,
then they
and
went
that was
down and
after
got
they found the
opal.
opal. Is it Kevin Durant who's in this film?
Yeah.
Kevin Durant, when he has the opal.
No, wait, Kevin Garnett.
Kevin Garnett, yeah, I was like, it's one of them.
Yeah.
Kevin Garnett.
AG.
When he has the opal, he's playing out of his mind. They actually get to the championship. Then when he doesn't have it, he plays awful. Also, like when Howard has it, he's able to make things happen. But when he doesn't have it, things go bad. Which I thought was like an interesting like thought. Like the opal itself was cursed, but then at the same time is like Howard is cursed himself.
Right.
He can't ever take a win, and we kind of get this monologue at the end with him and Kevin in his office about like he's the same. He wants that win. It doesn't matter how much he wins by, or he just gets the win and wants to win as much as possible. Like he always wants to win more, which is this very self-destructive character trait he has, because we see him get the money that can pay off the debt like a couple times that can help his situation, and he immediately goes and gambles it away.
Yeah. He's pretty self-destructive.
Yeah, which leads to his death at the
Yeah.
end. Spoiler alert. We're talking about the movie, everyone.
Yeah.
And
but to be fair, like,
go ahead.
as he's chasing this payoff, it is always growing and mounting. Like, every time he goes in for it further, like, it becomes a more substantial thing, just drawing him in further and further. Like, by the time it's all said and done, we're talking, like, millions of dollars.
I think it was, like, 1.3 million.
So,
yeah. And, like, at the same time, like, he didn't have to push it that far. But he kept doing that thinking. And then, like I said, eventually it leads to his death. This movie is really, like, a character study of Adam Sandler's character. This is kind of Adam Sandler's, like, way of showing off his acting chops. I know he's had some other films. Like Click. I can't really think of another one.
Where he acts his heart out like that?
Yeah.
I think this is his strongest film in terms of just like being an actor, not necessarily playing on his comedic side at all. And there are some parts where he does make me laugh, but it's like, this is not a funny movie by any means.
No, it is a very tense movie. I felt tense through it. But yeah, there are definitely funny parts to this movie. Absolutely. There's some really good writing in it. But it's super tense. Like, you get this, like, rising, like... It's hard to watch Howard do what he does because of how self-destructive he is.
True.
It's like, he makes good decisions and then awful decisions after that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this movie is almost exhausting. It feels like a sprint for 2 hours. It's just like Howard just like constantly go, 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 go. And then when he finally gets to take a breath, it's his last one.
Yeah, that's like the big like tragedy at the end is he finally wins all that money on gambling. He lets the people who he's kept in that like little like in between doors out, and they shoot him.
Yeah.
So
even though he was gonna pay his debt back, like he was for sure probably gonna pay them. I mean, he just made so much money, more than enough to pay his debts back and like clear his name and all that other stuff. I think Arno got mixed up with some people that were a bit more unsavory than he had planned for. He thought he was the Godfather, like the man in charge, but like he had hired a couple Godfathers.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I don't like this. I really like the ending of this film because I don't think in the end Howard should have like won. I just think it kind of felt like he always was going to have something happen to him, and it was building up to that just because the way he chose to do things.
Mm-hmm. he never made a decision with like his self-preservation in mind. At one point, he got
Yeah.
put in a trunk, beat up, and like stripped of all his clothes, and he still continued to try to gamble that person's money.
Right,
So it's
exactly.
there's an inevitable downfall in this
It-
movie, and it's like you can kind of see it coming at a certain point, but then you get that temporary joy
Yeah.
before the inevitable downfall.
Yeah, it's like this movie is like watching a car crash in slow motion. Like, you know it's going to end bad for Howard. Like, you can get the feel from the movie. It's not going to end well. And you just are watching him, like, swerve into trees and just, like, having the possibility to get on the road again, but he just does not, because he would rather risk it more. And I think the self-preservation thing is, like, very key. Like, he doesn't seem to have any.
Yeah. It was never about life. It was about the win. He said it himself. Like, you know, not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time.
Yeah. And he got his good time. He did that. He won. He did win. Which I guess that is one solace. Like, he went out winning.
True.
But that's it. He's not going to be able to celebrate his winnings. All right. Well, is there anything else you want to say about this before we ruin it?
I don't think so, but I will say, out of all the A24 films I've seen, this one's kind of a standout for me. They've made a lot of bangers, but this one just, like, in my mind, it's kind of like the tone of the things that A24 makes. I told you, I recommended a movie to you called, like, I think it's called Good Times with Robert Pattinson as an A24 movie.
Yeah, that was, like, in, like, 2018 or something, right?
Yeah. Like, tonally, visually, a very similar type of feeling. Like, I could see that movie and this movie taking place in the same New York, like, blocks down the street from each other.
Yeah, A24 is really good at knowing which movies to help produce.
Yeah, and
their
then,
brand.
And then I think it's kind of I guess that's my closing thought. This movie's kind of a testament to A24 and, like, the really, really cool things that they can produce. And that they're willing to try, and, like, the type of star power that they're able to pull in. I mean, Adam Sandler, Kevin Garnett, The Weeknd.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's crazy though. Like, yeah, and I like the amount of, like, named people in it. Like, this was, like, definitely a universe, like, mirroring ours.
Mm-hmm.
Like, The Weeknd was in
it. Very grounded in, like, modern day reality.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, anyway, that's it. I think I'm ready to destroy this movie that I love.
I watched this with a ruining movie spot, and they've been having an attitude the entire time. So I'm just gonna gently grab this piece of paper from them. Don't look at me. Okay, so we are going to be. Okay, it's gonna be a remake. I'm gonna press this button one more time. Oh, why did I put this on there? We're gonna be remaking this as an anime.
Oh.
Okay, we are okay. Thank you, ruining movie bots. We are going to be remaking Uncut Gems as an action anime.
Okay.
Shane and I don't watch anime.
Not at all.
That's why I put it on there. I thought it'd be funny. Okay. I think we first need to decide what type of anime are we making it. Is this like a Studio Ghibli anime? Is it like a Dragon Ball Z?
In my head, it's like Invincible, but grounded in reality, like that type of drawing style.
Okay.
Style, but like grounded in reality on the city streets.
Kind of like Death Note, but without the demon in the book that kills people.
I guess I have zero frame of reference. I have Invincible on my side.
All right, Invincible I think is close enough to like a Western anime. I'm trying to think like what else you could like. Okay, so Invincible. I think Invincible will remove the superheroes. I think the Opal needs to have some actually be magically cursed. if we're doing it in an anime.
I think that that's a great idea. Yeah.
And it needs to be over the top if it's an anime. We'll say 90s anime with Invincible, because Invincible kind of feels like a 90s anime to me.
So I think
yeah.
when it does have magical powers, and when the basketball player, whomever we switch it out for,
I feel like Shaq would be in an anime.
and I think he'd look great. Have you seen Mike Tyson in his anime? He looks great. I think Shaq would look great in an anime.
Yeah, Shaq's in it now.
I love the idea of like doing real like Dragon Ball Z style anime shit, but in the art style of Invincible, like, you know how they fight with the superheroes. Well, he's playing basketball with the gem, and he's actually like, maybe he puts it on a, like, just not even a ring. Maybe he just has a bunch of rubber bands and just straps it to his big ass Shaq hands,
and he becomes like almost like Power Rangers.
Giga Shaq.
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay, so we have Shaq with the Opal Stone. He has magically and just crushing the NBA as just magically
breaks the backboard.
Yeah, multiple times. More times than Shaq has actually done in real life, because I feel like he's done that a couple times. And then we have Howard, still voiced by Adam Sandler, trying to get the gem back from him because he has a bunch of anime villain gang style people with swords after him.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we don't have to change the story too much. We just change like how over the top the characters are, right? Like Arno should be like an Al Pacino style Michael Corleone, right? That's just like hard fucking badass motherfucker. But the people that he hires resemble Kingpin from Into the Spider-Verse.
Yes,
right? They're just like these huge hulking guys that will inevitably turn on him.
I like it, and we could to make it even a little bit more anime. Howard's shop, all the gems have some type of magic to them.
Hell yeah!
Or the opals, or maybe reverse. The opal's the only magical item in the entirety of the world.
I think I like that better, because then people will start losing their shit when they see Shaq on TV, just like racking up the points.
Yeah.
And they go, "Where's this coming from?" And then, just like I love the idea of that magical opal in Shaq's hand as he's just like dribbling a flaming basketball down the court. It's just scoring. Did I get kicked?
No, sorry, I'm reading something. I'm listening. You did not get kicked. They say radio silence on podcasts is great. No, I'm reading something because I guess there isn't a weird anime connection to the Uncut Gems. The Uncut Gems, not the Uncut Gems. I've been watching The Righteous Gemstone, so I just want to put the in front of it. This quote says, "It is no wonder that composer Daniel Lopatin used this opportunity to pay tribute to the anime masterpiece Akira." So the music already has a very 90s anime Akira like vibe to it.
Huh.
So we keep the soundtrack. So I guess the soundtrack is already like influenced by one of the most famous animes of all time.
Yeah, I like that. Maybe we get them to just like make one extra track for when Shaq's playing basketball.
Absolutely. I will say, like, the soundtrack is very unsettling in this.
It's cool. I like it a lot. It really, like I said, they set the fucking tone so well throughout this film.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Shaq and maybe, is it still The Weeknd?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, and so Howard's got some debts like across the board, and I think we could do goofy things with like the people that he deals with, right? Like he's not just dealing with Arno and his goons; he's got the other set of
the
goons
people that he sold a fake Rolex to.
Those guys.
For their debts.
Like you can make those guys way over the top too, like you said. Like sword wielding or something, like maybe those dudes are pretty passive in terms of like quote unquote debt collectors.
Yeah, they're very passive compared to everyone else.
Yeah,
they knock on the door a couple times, but that's about it.
Maybe we replace them with a bit more like aggressive people, a little bit more
absolutely.
anime,
We just like up
and then
the ante.
and then his bookie. I think you could do something really funny with his bookie too, because he like works in the
Yeah.
kitchen and he's also a bookie. Picturing that
Yes.
scene in anime with just like a bunch of people throwing plates around, food flying through the air.
Yeah, really? I think that's like where like the making any scene in anime in this, even like some of the scenes like where they're having dinner and stuff, would just work really well to like up it up,
Mm-hmm.
like because this film already feels like it's really grounded, but also feels like there's something magical like to it, just something like a weird sense to it.
Uh-huh.
I feel like the anime we just push that to the max.
Yeah, like just seeing Shaq, like instead of Kevin Garnett exploding through the display case, it's Shaq.
Yes, I
And
forgot about that part.
seeing Shaq's giant fucking body in that man trap when Howard's like trying desperately to get them out. Like as I'm
Yeah.
reflecting on this, like almost every single scene in this would look excellent remade as an anime. Like I don't even really want to change that much.
Right, we could also just animate it, and I think it would be a pretty good like one for one. A24 could even produce it.
Right. I'm thinking about the guy at the end that helps her with the money.
Yeah, that
He's
guy's a
even
character.
he's literally described as a cartoon by someone.
Yeah, right. That one guy helping her calls him that.
I think he would look fantastic as a cartoon character. Someone's like, ha ha ha, that guy looks like a cartoon. And now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, man, that fucking guy would look cool as a cartoon.
Now I'm just thinking, like, what if this film was animated like Eight Crazy Nights?
No, that'd be funny too. That movie's like just a little bit over the top in terms of like the
Yeah,
things that can happen. Like you have like animals with personalities and stuff, but you don't exactly have like
but it's still like
superheroes.
grounded and like yeah, but
Yeah. I like that.
Uncut gems, but it's Eight Crazy Nights. I
Oh
like that.
man. I just trying to picture Howard as a cartoon character is so easy. He already has cartoony features.
Right,
The
he's already
last
like, yep, exactly.
the last frame you see of him is like kind of perfect in describing what I'm trying to say right now. He's got this big smile on his face, these like glasses that he never takes off, a bunch of gold jewelry, and giant fucking teeth
Yep.
that are obviously not Adam Sandler's real teeth.
Yeah, yeah, yep. And that goatee.
Yeah, his goatee. Have you seen the Trailer Park Boys animation?
I don't think so. I'm looking that up right now, though. Oh, actually, have I? That also has some like, okay, kind of like looks like South Park a little bit mixed with F is for Family, the Bill Burr show.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be the same studio as the F is for Family. Now that I'm looking at it.
Oh yeah, I love those hard lines.
Yeah.
But when you mentioned his goatee, this is what I thought of was like Julian's goatee.
Yeah, I mean, hell yeah. Okay, well, I think this movie has been thoroughly ruined by Made Better. Give us an Uncut Gems sequel anime.
I think that if you can fucking re-release Logan in black and white, you can spend 2 years animating a movie that already
Yeah,
exists
just
for
do
my
the same thing.
entertainment.
Re-release it as an anime.
Yeah, like just looking
Come
at the
on.
frame from this trailer, I'm like, holy shit, Howard, you would make an excellent cartoon character.
Yes. All right. Well, I think that is our Uncut Gems episode, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I hope you liked our banter. I liked speaking about the weird popcorn bowl Batman cowl that you can get for $90 off eBay. You can buy this. You can go to your local AMC and get it for $25. Who is this person trying to fool?
Scalpers.
Like, who is going to buy this off of eBay? Oh, actually, is it still there? AMC Batman cowl.
Gonna leave him a comment.
Gonna try to outbid someone.
For
wait.
$90?
It sold
Oh my
for
gosh.
$75.
That might be our fault.
This one's at 18 bids at 76. Wait, there's like a weird market for like specialty popcorn bowls.
Whoa. People have been going a little nuts over like this movie specifically too.
Yeah. You can get a Fast and Furious F9 collectible popcorn tin that looks like someone ran it over for $14. Okay. There's 11 people watching that one. It's great. The Scream 2022 movie official merchandise popcorn, which looks like it's made out of paper, for $80.
Why is this a thing?
The Hobbit movie promo bucket from 2012, $105.
Oh my gosh! Just to be clear, just so you all know, most of these have probably been eaten out of.
Oh, absolutely.
Just saying, like, although now that I'm thinking about it, maybe there are people out there that are just like going and rounding this shit up and making mad profit on.
Right, like you could probably just like wait and see if someone leaves it behind. Oh my god! If you just type in popcorn promo on eBay. Literally, there's hundreds of these Batman cowls.
Oh my god!
They made a Spider-Man one.
Is it his hat?
It's his. It's the same thing as Batman.
Oh my!
Spider-Man. They made an Ant-Man one too. Okay.
This hurts me.
All right, let's end the episode before I accidentally buy one of these. All right, so next week I get to choose. We are going to be sticking with the crime genre because I feel like this is a crime. But there's crimes being committed.
It was a crime movie, right? He wasn't
crimes.
exactly committing crimes, but crimes were committed.
Is bidding on your own thing a crime?
Bidding on it?
Yeah.
I mean,
is
he
that like
didn't bid on
manipulating
it,
the stock market? I don't know the like rules on bidding on stuff. I've never actively bid on it.
Technically, he didn't bid on it. He just asked for a favor, and that was it. He just asked someone else to bid on it. I don't actually think that Howard really, outside of like minor like misdemeanors or whatever, like trapping people in a man trap for 3 hours or whatever.
Right, that's yeah.
I don't think he actually committed any crimes, but I still think that this is like a crime movie because crimes were committed and like that's a thing.
Right, I would agree with that. I'm trying to like think what like other than that, I can't think of like really.
I thought about it after because like I did say that when I picked this movie.
Yeah.
And I still kind of stand by that. Like though it's the focus of it isn't crime, right? Like you said, it's more like, it's a character study.
Piece. Yeah. Okay, I'm cool with calling it a crime film. Also, we're doing another crime film, and for next week, we are going to be ruining a classic by Akira Kurosawa. I don't think we've even watched any of his films yet, one of the greatest filmmakers of all time. We are going to be watching the 1963 drama crime film that I have actually not seen of his. I've seen most of his films, but this is the one film I haven't seen. High and Low. It came out in 1963. You can find it pretty easy if you Google it. You can also rent it off Amazon, but there's a lot of archives that have it. For those who don't know, Akira Kurosawa is one of the greatest filmmakers of all time. He created Seven Samurai, Rashomon, Dreams. A lot of franchises wouldn't be where they are without his influence, and I'm very excited. I've always heard good things about this movie. And yeah, we'll be watching that for next week, and then we will ruin it. Let's wrap this up. Let's do some plugs and get out of here. Shayne, start us off.
I'm Shayne. You can catch me live at twitch.tv/bringtheshayne, where I do stuff, talk about stuff. We have a lot of fun, and it's really awesome. You should come hang out.
Hell yeah. Yeah, on Mondays we do Dummies Play, in which we're playing super hardcore Minecraft, and it is hard. We've put a bunch of rules on it. I need to drink water.
We're kicking its ass though.
We are. We're doing good. We're doing good. So check that out on Mondays at Shayne's Twitch and on my YouTube Farm Goat Plays. And I think that's it. That's all I got to plug right now. Yeah, we'll see you guys all next week. As always, be excellent to each other.
Stay party on, dudes.
And stay partying on.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And that is it. That's a podcast, everybody.
We did it. Another one down.
Hell yeah. I need to go get water. I am parched. Talking for an hour does that.
Yeah, I could sip.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to end stream. I will talk to you later, my dude.
You bet. Have a good night, my friend. Pleasure as
Peace.
always.
Yeah, peace.
Bye.
All right, I'm getting out of here, everyone. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will talk to you guys all next week, either in Dummies Play or in Ruining Movies. As always, have a good week. Be excellent to each other. You know what it is.